They've endured challenges individually and as a team. Myself and the rest of the coaching staff will miss their presence as we move forward. I'm confident they are prepared to live out the Great Commission as they move into a new season of life. Thank you, 2024 seniors. Here then are those seniors. Matthew Bachhoven, he's accompanied by his parents, Amy and Stuart. Matthew is from Pella, Iowa. He'll graduate with a degree in mechanical engineering. He plans to move to Washington after graduation and find a job. Mike Brule is accompanied by his grandparents, Kirk and Colleen. Mike is from Plano, Illinois. He'll be graduating with a degree in social work. He plans to pursue his master's of social work after graduation. Jason Carrig is accompanied by his dad Donald and his brother John. Jason is from Irvine, California. He'll be graduating with a degree in finance. He plans to become a financial advisor after graduation. Nolan Christensen is accompanied by his dad Jason, mom Dortha, and girlfriend Emily. Nolan is from Omaha, Nebraska. He'll be graduating with a degree in nursing. He plans to play in the Northwoods League in Indiana and to continue to pursue a career in nursing. Logan DeVries is accompanied by his parents. Logan is from Pine Bush, New York. He'll be graduating with a degree in civil engineering. He plans to move back to New York to pursue a career in engineering. Chaz Gothard. His parents are hung up in travel today, so he is joined today by Russ and Susan Beard. Chaz is from Eatonton, Georgia. He'll be graduating with a degree in business administration with an emphasis on management. He plans to return to Dordt for his 5th year and start the Master of Business Administration degree. Trevor Jackson is accompanied by his parents, Stu and Kara, and his wife, Michaela. Trevor is from Westminster, Colorado. He'll be graduating with a degree in finance. He plans to move to Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and will pursue a career in finance. Anthony Rodriguez Cleansing is accompanied by his friend Art Bleinberg. Anthony is from Bonn, Germany. He'll be graduating with a double major in business administration and economics. He plans to pursue a master's degree in politics, economics, and philosophy at the University of Hamburg. Jay Kim is accompanied by Jackie Bacon. Jay is from Seoul, South Korea. He'll be graduating with a degree in human health performance. He's planning on returning to Dordt for his 5th year and interning at TCU as a sports performance coach in 2025. Eric Valenti is accompanied by his parents, Mike and Brandy, and his girlfriend, Faith. Eric is from Florence, Texas. He will be graduating with a degree in environmental studies and a minor in criminal justice. He plans to move to Arizona and become a firefighter. Nathan Patterson is from Chandler, Arizona. He's graduating with a degree in mechanical engineering. He plans to attend grad school at Arizona State University. Carter Scott is accompanied by his parents, David and Katie. Carter is from Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri. He'll be graduating with a degree in business administration with an emphasis in management and human resources. He plans on interning with Dayton Freight this summer. He'll graduate in December, find work soon after in the business field. Cardiff Smith is accompanied by his fiancee Haley and the Bradshaw family. Cardiff is from Mammoth, California. He'll be graduating with a degree in business administration, exercise science, and an advancement in coaching. He'll be attending grad school studying educational leadership. Brock Spade. He's accompanied by his parents, Ryan and Stephanie. Brock is from Chandler, Arizona. He'll be graduating with a degree in biomedical engineering. He plans to work in prosthetics and possibly pursue graduate school. And Dylan Stanley. Dylan is accompanied by his parents, Rick and Amy. He's from Orlando, Florida. He will be graduating with a degree in sports management and plans to work as a play-by-play announcer for the DeLand Suns. Join me now in thanking these student athletes for their dedication to the Dordt baseball program over the past several seasons.
Here's the pitch from Gothard, swung on, hit in the air, driven to center field on his horse, Eliason. Eliason diving and makes the catch in center field for the third out of the inning.
Hello fans of Defender Sports, hope you're enjoying the game whether you're a friend or family member of a player or coach or a fan of the university. These players and coaches have put in hours and hours of practice and it shows. But going into each and every game there's one more thing that every coach makes sure the team has, and that's a game plan. If these players and coaches are willing to put this much time into planning for a game, how much more important is putting together a game plan for your financial life? Now, the financial world continually becomes more complicated, but if you don't have either the time or the desire to spend hours upon hours learning and keeping up with the changing rules of the game in the financial world, and then figuring out how that applies specifically to your financial life, you don't have to do it alone. For over 40 years, we've been helping households to build their financial game plan upon all the things more important than finances, while being good stewards of the resources God has entrusted to their care. Because there's things in life more important than money, and none of them are things. I'm Tom DeYoung, financial planner and president of Money Concepts, the planning firm. Check us out on the web or social media. Check out our podcast at moneyconceptsradio.com or your favorite podcast app, or schedule a complimentary meeting to see how a financial game plan might benefit you. Enjoy the rest of the game and remember to spend your most valuable resources, your time and your attention, on the things in life that matter more than money.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner & Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere. And brought to you by 712 Realty, a team of realtors in Northwest Iowa with the drive, care, and the results you need to buy or sell your home. Visit them online at 712realty.com. Leading you home. This broadcast also brought to you by Vision Realty. We are polished, experienced, and professional, offering excellence every step of the way. We are the vision you can trust.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
And brought to you by Ployne Publishing, quality printing from design to delivery. Ployne Publishing.
Play golf and support Defender Athletics by joining the Defender Nation Golf League this summer. The Defender Nation Golf League is an 8-week remote league that you can play in from anywhere in the country. Compete from your home course against other alumni and Dordt supporters for a $3,000 vacation package and other weekly prizes. Registration is due by May 27th and league play begins the week of June 3rd through the 9th. Scan the QR code or go to godort.com for more information and to register.
Hi there, I'm Quentin Olson. I'm a senior, I'm a digital media production major, and I'm from Holman, Wisconsin.
Hello everybody, I'm Jonah Hoffmeyer. I'm a senior. I'm from Paulina, Iowa.
The main thing I learned working for the Dordt Media Network was working in a professional manner with friends and coworkers and learning to do a job well done.
During the summer I have a job at Inspiration Hills. I'll be the videographer. I always plan on doing independent films on the side, so that'll be fun, and yeah.
Here's the pitch from Gothard, swung on, hit in the air, driven to center field on his horse, Eliason. Eliason diving and makes the catch in center field for the third out of the inning. Good afternoon from Open Space Park in Sioux Center, Iowa, as we get set for Great Plains Athletic Conference baseball, the back end of a doubleheader between the Dordt Defenders and the Midland Warriors. The Dordt Defender baseball team getting a win 2-0 in Game 1 of the Twin Bill, and they'll go for the sweep here this afternoon. Softball play earlier today, the Dordt Defenders getting a split with the Concordia Bulldogs, forcing a tie with the Bulldogs. Dordt and Concordia both 13-9 in the conference. We're awaiting the outcome of Jamestown and Morningside. Looks like Jamestown took Game 1 of that Twin Bill. Now, if Morningside would come back and win Game 2, that would force a four-way tie for third place in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Mount Marty and Doane, they have played today, and true to form, pair of 10-10 teams. They split. They end the year at 11-11 in the conference. They will be the 7th and 8th seeds, respectively, in GPAC play. And I'm not sure how the tiebreaker breaks down for them, but they will be the 7th and 8th seeds in the postseason tournament. Northwestern and Midland in softball play earlier today played as well, and Northwestern won Game 1 of that doubleheader, and now they'll play for the regular season title down in Fremont, both those teams standing 18-3. So that's softball. We'll talk a little bit more about that as the afternoon progresses. We've been going at it since 10 o'clock this morning with softball over at the ASB Sports Complex. And we are underway now with baseball on the hill. For the Defenders will be Hughes, ground ball, third base side. That's through the hole, and Lopez is on with a base hit for the Midland Warriors. And Midland was shut out in game number 1 by Chaz Gothard as he threw a 4-hitter for the 7-inning shutout. And that brings up LaCory. LaCory will come to the plate. Jacob LaCory. This season, .268 batting average coming into the contest. Hughes on the hill for the Defenders, right-hander. Dordt in their black tops. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. Nothing on the count to LaCory. Hughes this season 1-7. 5.07 earned run average. That is not indicative normally of a 1-7 record. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Throw over to second base, not in time, and Lopez in with a stolen base. Morgan Wilkins throw over to second base to the first base side, and Trevor Jackson unable to get the tag put on. So Lickery down in the count, 0-2. So nothing into the count. Hughes from the stretch, right-hander, peers in, nobody out, runner at second base. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, and Wilkins picks it out of the dirt, throws over to first base in time, and LaCory, strikeout victim number 1 for Hughes, out number 1 of the inning, and officially that'll go as a strikeout with a 2-3 putout. 1 out in the inning, that brings up Josh Hardiman. I'm going to double check that spelling for me because I scribbled these lineups down. Hardiman, .342 batting average, 52 hits this year coming into the doubleheader, 37 RBI. He's got a little pop in the bat as well, 14 homers, leads the team. Right-handed batter, here's the 0-1 pitch, down to the dirt. Wilkins blocks it, keeps it close. Ball 1-1 the count. Morgan Wilkins has become the default catcher for the Defenders since about, 3 weeks ago or so. Beard, Caleb Beard, that is, dealing with a hip issue, I believe, and just unable to continue going. 1-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, ground ball, chopped foul. Strike 2, 1-2 the count. Not a bad day for baseball. If you had told me this morning we'd playing baseball games right on schedule this afternoon, I would have said, don't think so. But the grounds crew here at Open Space Park worked hard, got the field ready. Pretty good playable conditions from those who walked around on it before the doubleheader began. Pitches upstairs, ball 2, 2-2 the count. A little bit of wind helping to dry things up. A little bit of diamond dry helping to dry things up as well. No rain today And this is driven left field, and that's going to be home run number 15, I think. Nope, off of the base of the fence. So a double, and the runner will hold at third base. He got all of that one, but the wind is blowing in. Hardiman, I thought, when it left the bat, it was gone. But it hung up just enough in the air. Cleansing back on the warning track. Looked like the wind might have done a number on it there as well. So a double for Hardiman. Over in the left center field gap. Wind blowing in. So that kept it in the park. Pitch is in for a called strike. Nothing and 1 the count. I think it's Brett Sano behind the plate. We have seen Brett umpiring many times this year. Nothing and 1 the count. Pitch is down to the dirt. Ball 1, 1 and 1 the count. See Brett do a lot of baseball games. He'll work the summer circuit with high school games. See him umpiring some basketball during the winter time, high school. Think he's even ventured into the volleyball world. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 1 and 2 the count. If you are interested, there is always openings for high school officials. 1 and 2 the count with 1 out. If you have a job flexible enough, there's openings for college baseball and softball umpires as well. Key part there is job flexibility. 1 and 2 the count as that one's fouled back to the screen. So Midland is threatening. Runners at second and third and 1 out in the inning. Hughes trying to get out of the inning without any damage being done. He's going to have to work for it, though. 1-2 pitch, swung on and skips away from the catcher. That one's in the dirt, and Morgan Wilkins unable to pick it up cleanly. And Freeman will actually reach on the strikeout. Wild pitch. And Hardiman will advance to third. Lopez will score on the wild pitch, and that will go as an earned run because it's a wild pitch rather than the pass ball. And that's where the age-old discussion of you'd like your catcher to make those plays, but when it skips down in the dirt, that's an almost automatic wild pitch, and that's going to get charged against the pitcher. So 1-0, Midland in front. Here's the pitch from Hughes, swung on, and that one's a soft line drive into right center field. Single, knocks in a run. So the score now 2-0. And a line drive down the left field line, and Midland 3 runs across. And the runners will hold, and the Midland Warriors have come back and have plated 3 runs already here in this frame. As Peterson delivers the RBI single. And Crawford so we'll have a courtesy runner now as well, it appears. No, beg your pardon. Peterson, number 34, stays at second base and wouldn't be a courtesy runner. He'd be the shortstop. We don't have the courtesy runner situation coming for a while. Crawford will come to the plate. So I've got 3 runs across already for the Midland Warriors. And the Dordt defenders trail 3-0. 1 out here in the top of the first inning. From the stretch, pitches down in the dirt and again skips away from Wilkins. Can't find it in time. And the runner will score on the play. So Gomez scores from third. Runner advances from second over to third, and the 4th run comes across on the wild pitch. So I've got that as 2 wild pitches already on the defenders here in this inning. And the pitch was a ball, so it's 1-0 to Crawford. And the defenders not doing themselves any favors here in the early going. Pitches upstairs, ball 2, 2-0 the count. Digging themselves a hole. 4-0 our score. So 4-0 our score. Midland. Breaking ball just misses upstairs, ball 3. 3-0. That's the pitch that if you're the your pitcher, you want that strike call. Don't get it that time. 3-0 the count. Now you know that. And the pitch is upstairs, ball 4, and the walk is issued. So the base on balls surrendered. Runners at the corners for the Warriors, leading 4-0. And the defenders trying to get out of the frame. 1 down in the inning. Nathan Bacon out of the dugout. He'll take the walk to the mound. So Jared Hughes got the start today. And there is activity in the Dordt bullpen. Haven't gotten a signal yet. So Midland with a 4-0 lead, and Hughes will stay in the contest. Defensively for Dordt, Jason Carrig at third, Logan DeVries at short, Trevor Jackson at second, and Dylan Stanley over at first base. Anthony Cleansing, Nathan Eliason, and Logan Harris left to right in the outfield. 4-0 our score. 4 runs on 4 hits so far for the Warriors. Urejo comes to the plate. And that one's through the left side of the infield. I scribbled down the wrong player for that spot in the lineup. That's Sandstrom, beg your pardon. So Sandstrom, and now we'll have, I believe, a courtesy. That'll be number 9 for the Warriors. It's Ben Kirkland running. And here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 1 to Dax Wander. So the base on balls is issued. So Dordt in need of a double play ball here to get out of the inning. Here's the pitch. Checked his swing down to the dirt. Wilkins blocks it, keeps it close. Ball 1, 1-1 the count to Wander. Lopez waits in the on-deck circle to start things over for the Warriors. 1-1 the count with 1 out in the inning. So 1-1 pitch on the way, swung on, checked his swing, and it skips off of the catcher, and runners will advance. So 2-1 the count. And here's the pitch down to the dirt, and Wilkins blocks it. So the run came into, we've got 5 on the board now for Midland. 5-0 our score. 3-1 count on the way. So 3-1 the count with 1 out in the inning. Here's the pitch. It's in for a called strike. It's full, 3-2. Well, beg your pardon. We missed a strike somewhere along the line, so that's a strikeout for Wander.
Next up, number 11, Felix Lopez.
And that'll bring Lopez to the plate. So with first base open, Lopez, the 10th batter in the order, or the 10th batter in the inning for Midland. 1-0 the count to Lopez as he checks his swing. Midland out to a 5-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. 2 down in the frame. Here's the pitch. Checked his swing, and it skips away from Wilkins and back to the box, and 2 runs are going to score. So 2 runs score on the play. Hustling around from second was Kirkland, the courtesy runner. So 2 runs score on the wild pitch. 2-0 the count. And Midland has a 7-0 lead. 7-0 our score. We're in the first. Here's the pitch. And that one's high and tight as Lopez squares around, shows bunt. Takes a ball. It's 3-0. 3-0 the count. With 2 down in the inning. Bases are empty. Here's the pitch. Up high and tight again. Ball 4, and the walk is issued. So the walk is issued. Lopez, who earlier singled, scored. Now on first base. And LaCourie will come to the plate. He struck out earlier in the inning. Several unearned runs in this frame. I'll have to go back and maybe double check some of those, because I'm looking back and we had a strikeout back in the to the cleanup hitter, and he reached, so the 3rd out should have been recorded. So anything with 2 outs is unearned. Actually, that's Dax Wander, so actually we don't have many unearned runs, so I beg your pardon on that. Pitch is down in the dirt. Scooping it up is Wilkins. Throws over to first base for the putout for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Midland Warriors get 7 across. 7 runs on 5 hits. Couple of walks. 3 strikeouts recorded by Hughes. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Our score, Midland 7, Dordt 0. Back with more after this.
This Dordt Media Network broadcast is brought to you by Sioux Concrete Construction. Rob Suin, owner, excelling in flat work, poured walls, decorative concrete projects, dedicated to providing customers with a good experience and quality workmanship. SiouxConcrete.com.
And brought to you by Huber's Plumbing and Heating. Whether you're looking for repairs, replacement, or maintenance for your air conditioning or heating system, Huber's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Orange City will exceed your expectations.
American State Bank is celebrating our 50th anniversary, and we couldn't have made it this far without your support. For us, banking just scratches the surface. We pride ourselves in our commitment to our communities, building meaningful relationships with our customers, and doing our best to have some fun along the way. We're proud to be a locally owned and operated bank, supporting the communities we serve. Thank you for choosing American State Bank. We can't wait to see what the next 50 years have in store.
Seven to nothing our score. The Dordt defenders trailing and not doing themselves any favors in the first inning. And I had made the comment, going to have to go back and double check. But then as I double check, it certainly looked to me like all of those runs end up being scored as earned runs. And here's your oddity. Jared Hughes got 4 strikeouts in that inning. Had a couple that were swings and misses, but the pitch was down in the dirt. Catcher had to make the play, and you get the put out 2-3, but it's recorded as a strikeout. It doesn't happen often, but you see it once in a while. So Logan DeVries leading things off for the defenders. DeVries Jumps on the first pitch, fouls it off, backing out of play. Strike one, 0-1 the count to DeVries. DeVries batting .230 this season. 5 doubles, 9 RBI. 0-1 the count to DeVries. DeVries, senior, one of the seniors that went through the senior day recognition. Pitch is fouled back to the netting. Strike two, 0-2 the count. Well, we're getting down to the end of the year with our student employees as well, and we always like to thank them publicly for their work. Much of what we do, ground ball up the middle, shortstop charging. Peterson up with it, throws over to first in time. DeVries retired 6-3. For out number one, that'll bring up Eliason. Much of what we do in the athletic communications department can't be done without our student employees, and hopefully they enjoy their work and, along with it, pick up a little bit of knowledge along the way. Maybe watch sports, athletic competition in a little different light. Maybe understand a little bit what has to happen behind the scenes to make things work as well. Pitch is in for a called strike. It's 0-1. 0-1 the count with one down in the inning. Midland plating 7 in the first inning. Pitch is outside, ball 2-1. 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count. Second semester can be a challenge for student employees. It's busy. Fly ball right side out of play. Strike two, 1-2 the count. Things really crank up in early February with those softball weekends in the Dome and administering and working those. And then you've got a basketball season that goes long. 1-2 pitch on the way. Up high and away. Ball 2, 2-2. Then you throw in men's volleyball playing their home matches. Women's and men's basketball playing. Got track and field underway. A lot of things happening. Swing and a miss, and it's picked cleanly by Eliason. By the catcher. And so Eliason, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1, out number 2. And that'll bring Logan Harris to the plate. So 2 down in the inning. Logan Harris, the sophomore from Australia. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 1, 0-1 the count. I do need to double check who that catcher is. And Harris turns on it, hooks it foul. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. Kobe Sandstrom, that's the catcher. Nothing into the count. Pitch is low and away. Ball 1, 1-2 the count. Factor in that our student employees also bearing down on the end of the school year. Got classes yet this week. 1 week from Monday, they begin exams. 1 week from this Friday, graduation. Swung on, fouled off, and out of play. Count remains 1-2. After today, as far as home events go, unless we end up with something in the ASB Sports Complex, probably done with home events. Baseball goes on the road Monday to wrap up the regular season against Midland in Fremont. Pitches low and away, ball 2, 2-2 the count to Harris. Logan Harris, a .288 batting average, 4 homers, 18 RBI. He's scored 25 runs. He's the team leader in that category. Fouls that one off as well. Count remains 2-2. Baseball tournament will be the GPAC postseason tournament will begin this week. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Logan Harris goes down swinging. Strikeout number 2, out number 3 of the frame, and the defenders are retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the top of the second inning. Our score, Midland 7, Dordt 0. Back with more after this.
Thanks to these Dordt Media Network sponsors, Ski Bout Window and Door, your local window experts. Whether building or replacing, we have the products, people, and knowledge to get the job done right. See Ski Bout and see the difference. Ski Bout Window and Door.
Thanks to M&H True Value. Behind every project is a true value. Start right, start here. M&H True Value.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
Seven to nothing our score. We go to the top of the second inning. Due up is Josh Hardiman. Hardiman drove it to the fence in his first at-bat. 1 for 1 today with a double. Here's the pitch. Low and away, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Jared Hughes out for his second inning of work. Rough start for him. Let's see if he can get on track here. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. 2-1 the count. Let's see, what were we talking about? We were talking about the end of the school year coming up, rapidly approaching. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 2-2 the count. Hardiman, he is, he's putting together an all-conference type season with those 14 homers and now at least 53 hits. Not sure what he did in game number 1. Midland as a team had 4 hits. Full count pitch on the way to Hardiman. Here's the pitch. Checked his swing. Ball gets away from the catcher Wilkins, and Hardiman will trot over to first base with a base on balls. As crazy as it sounds, we have gotten the fall athletic schedules in. Just haven't gotten them up on the website yet. August 17, we get rolling again. Volleyball, soccer, football schedule, a little bit of an odd schedule in that. Play Midland on the road to start the year and then have a bye date. Not how you want it, but it's the schedule you're given. Here's the pitch, up high. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. Midland, a team that seems to be right around the Defenders every season in terms of football standings. That always shapes up to be a pretty critical game, and we'll do that one right away at the beginning of the year. Then you look at it, and obviously you've got some other pitfalls along the way. You've got Concordia in there. Doane Tigers have improved dramatically in football play. Here's the pitch from Hughes, and going around, Garrett Freeman. Not sure Freeman went around or if that one was in the strike zone as deemed by Brett Sano. Either way, it's a strike, 1-1 the count. And with a 7-0 lead, nobody chirping out of the Midland dugout. Ground ball chopped, third baseman Carrig up with it, throws over to second for 1. Hardiman is retired on the fielder's choice. Freeman reaches. So 1 out in the inning. That goes 5-4 for the first out of the inning. Freeman is now on first base. Back to that football schedule, and then obviously you've got the Northwestern and Morningside weekends. 2 weeks apart. Play them 2 out of 3 weeks. Both at Open Space Park this coming year. Here's the pitch. In there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Carter Scott will still be on campus first semester next year, so he'll be able to work some of those football games. 0-1 the count. He's one of our student employees, been doing thankless work for the last 3 years. Just watch him grow up, and he'll be graduating early. He'll get it all done in 7 semesters. 1-1 pitch on the way with 1 out. Outside and low, ball 2, 2-1. Volleyball is going to be hosting a triangular in August. Men's soccer, I believe, hosts one that first weekend as well. Chopped, and that hits the runner. And that will be an out. Runner is retired, and that's going to be given to the closest defensive player. That is actually second baseman unassisted is how you'll score that. Fielder's choice. So Gomez reaches on a fielder's choice. So 2 outs in the inning. Nothing in 1 the count. That one's chopped foul by Peterson. So Gomez is over at first base now. We're in the top of the second inning. Midland staked themselves to a 7-0 lead in the first frame. So 0-1 the count. Dordt was scheduled to play Midland yesterday in Fremont. 0-1 pitch on the way. Big lead. And a ground ball. Left side. Carrig up with it. Scoops it. Throws over to first base in time. And Peterson, with average speed at best, is retired on the play. 6-3 for out number 3. 5-3. Beg your pardon. Thank you, Carter. 5-3. Third baseman to first baseman for the third out of the frame. He's the fact checker. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. Our score: Midland 7, Dordt 0. Back with more from Open Space Park right after this.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Beaver Eye Care, serving Sioux Center and the surrounding communities for over 30 years. Come see Dr. Paul Beaver, Dr. Dan Klausing, or Dr. Reese Beaver for all your comprehensive eye care needs. This broadcast also brought to you by Vision Realty. We are polished, experienced, and professional, offering excellence every step of the way. We are the vision you can trust.
Seven to nothing our score as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Dylan Stanley, Drew Oreskes, Jason Carrig due up. Stanley hammers this one foul and out of play. Strike 2, nothing in 2 the count. The question was posed in the press box. Best athlete that I've seen at Dordt. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way, and I'm sure you begin that discussion, you're going to forget about someone simply because there have been a few that have gone through in the 23 years that I've been here. So I might miss one or two, and no offense to anyone. This one hammered right field side, and a lot of air under it, though. Right fielder drifting over, makes the play on the line. That's Gomez for the first out of the inning. Fly out to the right fielder. Well, obviously, Peyton Malden, what he's doing has to be in the discussion. Runs a 46-3 in the 400 last night at Drake. Wins it. Not many people do that. I brought up the name of a young woman, Brianna Woban. Pitches in for a called strike. Nothing in 1 the count. She won a national title in the multi-event in track and field, and she sustained it over a period of time. Pitches in for a called strike 2, nothing in 2 the count. Trevor Waltersdorf was a pretty good athlete, played basketball for the Defenders and ran track. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball, chopped up the middle, scooped up, throw over to first base in time. Shortstop Peterson charges, makes the throw over to Freeman for the second out of the inning. That one goes 6-3 for the second out. Who else? Noah Clayberg, football player, quarterback, combination of speed and size. He was a pretty good athlete for the Defenders as well. Women, I'm going to go back to some volleyball years. Emma Altna, Jamie Gasink. In terms of athleticism, those two are pretty sharp. Jason Carrig checks his swing, goes around, strike. 0-2 the count. It's an interesting question. Like I said, I'm going to forget some people. Track and field has had some really good ones. And that's where you just think about the raw athleticism. Carrig swings and misses, strike 3. And the side is retired. No runs. No hits, no errors, nobody left on base. To the top of the third inning we go. Still Midland 7, Dordt 0. Due up for Midland. It'll be their 7, 8, 9 hitters. Crawford, Sandstrom, and Wander when we're back right after this.
Welcome to Sioux Center, Iowa. Life in the center of everything. Where we connect with friends, coworkers, family, and the great outdoors. Knowing that in Sioux Center, you're never far from making the next great memory. And we grow great companies that make cutting-edge breakthroughs to make life better here and around the world. And when it's time to play, we keep friendship, family, and a bright future at the center of everything.
So Crawford leading off the inning. Crawford in his last at bat, I have him reaching on a base on balls. Strike 1, 0-1 the count with nobody out. Here's the pitch. Did he check his swing? He did. Ball 1, 1-1 the count. 1-1 with nobody out. 7-0 Midland leading, top of the third inning. Here's the pitch. And this one golfed in the air, right center field, long ways to run, and making the play is Logan Harris. Harris tracking it down in the gap in right center field. He ran a long ways for that one. And Crawford is retired on the fly out to right for the first out of the inning. I didn't think he had a chance at it when it left the bat. Made the play on the center field side of the scoreboard. And if each of those sections of fence is 8 feet, this one lifted high in the air, center field charging on, and the diving catch made by Nathan Eliason. Eliason with the web gem in center field for out number 2. That's a dandy by Eliason here in the third inning. We'll make sure to clip that one out and post it on our social media later on tonight. Bang-up job again by the Dordt Media Network, getting that one frozen. So 2 outs in the inning. 0-1 the count. And here's the pitch from Hughes. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. 0-2 the count to Wander. Wander struck out in his last at-bat. So Jared Hughes worked an effective second inning. Now here in the third, trying to get out of the inning. And that one strikes Wander. So Wander hit by the pitch. And we'll turn the lineup over, and Lopez will bat. Oh, they're going to say no go. Home plate umpire saying, nope, I don't think it struck you. Okay, so no effort to get out of the way. I'm going to ask in the truck if you've got that for a replay. Would love to see it. I don't know if you've got it or not. If you don't, no problem. Here we go. Well, it definitely struck him. That's not the question. The question is, did he try to get out of the way or not? Meh. You know, I've seen it much more egregious where they don't move and they are awarded the base, so that one does surprise me just a little bit, but that is the call that was made. So the count goes back to what, 1-2? 1-2 the count with 2 down in the inning. Slate gray skies overhead today. This one lifted in the air left field. Drifting back, Anthony Cleansing. Cleansing makes the grab on the warning track for the third out of the inning. So Wander is retired on the fly out to left for out number 3. And Jared Hughes works a 1-2-3 third inning. We go to the bottom of the third. Our score, Midland 7, Dordt 0. Due up for the defenders. Wilkins, Cleansing, Trevor Jackson. When we're back right after this.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch. Buffet, carry out, or delivery.
Joyner and Zvort Dentistry, providing the latest in dental technology in a warm, comfortable, and relaxing environment. And brought to you by Ployne Publishing, quality printing from design to delivery. Ployne Publishing.
Correction on that hit run or the batted ball. Had an ejection. It appears that Dax Wander took umbrage with the umpiring crew.
He's still in the game. He's in.
Okay.
Somebody got thrown out.
Well, somewhere along the line we had someone removed from the contest. We're going to have to figure out who has been left, and you heard my reaction. That is always now it's the challenge of going down and finding out who's out, who's not in the game any longer. You want those changes made. So Wander was the second baseman, and he is still in, so it wasn't him who got ejected, but someone did for Midland, and you heard my reaction of outstanding, because that's, from a bookkeeping standpoint, can be a challenge up here. First pitch is a ball. 1-0 the count. Is strike to Wilkins. 0-1 the count. We do have to go back and make a amendment to our scorekeeping. Wilkins, that one's on the outside half of the plate. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. 0-2 the count with nobody out, and Wilkins fights that one off foul. As I was saying, we've got to go back and amend our scoring. I had incorrectly said that it should be a fielder's choice on the batted ball where the runner was struck by the grounder. Pitch is down to the dirt. Ball 1-2 the count. Received a message. Very kindly pointing out that it is not a fielder's choice, but rather a base hit for the base runner. Swing and a miss by Wilkins, strike 3. And Wilkins is strikeout victim number 4, out number 1. And that'll bring Cleansing to the plate. So Cleansing will come to the plate, big right-hander. He'll be graduating a couple of weeks. So that is Peterson, the shortstop, who actually was removed from the contest for arguing on behalf of his second baseman, Wander, who he felt should have been granted first base, being hit by a pitch. So we've got a new shortstop in for the Warriors. And that is number 26. Thank you. Cleansing hammers this one foul. So 26 for Midland. That is Chase Bauges, I believe. And a swing and a miss by Cleansing for out number 2 of the inning, strikeout number 5. So the defenders have yet to have a base runner. Zach Vincent has been equal to the challenge so far today. He's 2-1 in 10 appearances, 5 games started, 3.11 earned run average. Soft line drive by Trevor Jackson, fielded by the second baseman for the third out of the inning, and the defenders are retired in order. Third straight frame, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. To the top of the 4th inning we go. Due up for the Warriors, it'll be Lopez, LaCory, and Hardiman when we're back right after this.
Today's broadcast brought to you by the Grain House in Hull. They have amazing coffee, energy drinks, breakfast, lunch, and more. With a big city feel, located only 10 minutes away in Sioux Center, they have a second location opening next year in Sanborn. Today's broadcast brought to you by Snyder Insurance and Financial Group of Sioux Center, offering life, health, Medicare supplements, annuities, and more. Trusted service and exceptional products with you in mind since 1973.
Lopez takes a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0 the count. LaCory will bat second in the inning. Jared Hughes, after a rocky first, has settled down. Pitches down to the dirt, ball 2-0. We're in the 4th inning. The defenders trailing 7-0. There was talk of rain later in the day today. Soft line drive, and that's going to be caught. Logan Harris got a nice jump on it. Fly out in right field for out number 1 of the inning. Brings LaCory to the plate. LaCory will step in, right-handed batter. He has struck out twice.
Now up, number 14, Jacob LaCory.
Dordt defensively. Looks like things are still in order. Carrick, DeVries, Jackson, and Stanley. Left to right, Cleansing, Eliason, and Harris. This one fouled off and out of play. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. As I was beginning to say, after we had to make that amendment on our scorekeeping rather than the fielder's choice, a base hit. Baseball and softball. Pitches in for a called strike. It's 0-2. Baseball and softball have the most unique scoring, and I will say every year. Here's the 0-2 pitch. In there for a called strike 3, and that is strikeout, unofficially strikeout number 4, beg your pardon, 5 for Hughes, out number 2 of the inning. And that'll bring Hardiman to the plate. Every year I tell the student employees I see something new in terms of baseball and softball, something that I haven't seen before. And an excuse me swing, and Dylan Stanley makes the play at first base, and Hardiman retired on the line out for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. To the bottom of the fourth we go. Dordt trailing Midland 7-0. Back with more right after this.
Thanks to Prairie Life Chiropractic, combining skill and expertise that spans the entire chiropractic, acupuncture, and physical health spectrum. They want you to move better and live better.
And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere.
Today's broadcast brought to you by German Farmers Mutual, protecting the farm and home since 1981. Northwest Iowa's local insurance partner, online at germanfarmers.com. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Northside Body Shop. When you expect the very best in the repair of your vehicle, call Northside Body Shop Limited today, serving the Sioux Center area since 1955. 712-722-2313.
DeVries, Eliason, and Harris due up for the defenders as they turn the order over. DeVries in his last at-bat grounded out to the shortstop. So the pitcher is Zachary Vincent. Vincent has thrown 37 innings this season. And he has pitched a perfect 3 innings for Midland thus far. And a ground ball right side. Second baseman Wander up with it. Throws over to first base in time. And DeVries is retired 4-3 for the first out of the inning. Brings up Eliason. Checking if there are any scores in the Great Plains Athletic Conference baseball race to pass along to you. And first pitch is down low, ball 1. 1-0 the count. So nothing in 1 the count. 1-0 the count. Pitch to Eliason, taken for a ball. It's 2-0. This one lifted in the air right side. That one's going to drift out of play. Wind's going to push it out of play. Now the wind dying down quite dramatically. Flag out in center field, hanging limply. A lot of moisture in the air here in Sioux Center. No rain yet. 2-1 pitch on the way with 1 out. Checking his swing. He went around. The pitch was a strike. It's 2-2. So the baseball, there's a critical Great Plains Athletic Conference pair of doubleheaders this weekend. Swing and a miss by Eliason. Strikeout number 6, out number 2 of the inning. And that'll bring Logan Harris to the plate. Doan entered the weekend with a 19-5 record, and they have swept a pair from Morningside. So Doan, 1 win away or a Concordia loss away from clinching the Great Plains Athletic Conference title outright. They're 21-5. Concordia 19-7, Morningside 17-9, Briar Cliff 17-10. Briar Cliff's going to be wrapping up league play today. Northwestern stands 15-12. Mount Marty 14-12, Midland 13-12, Jamestown 14-13. There's your cut line for those making the Great Plains Athletic Conference postseason tournament. Dakota Wesleyan, Hastings, and Dordt rounding out the standings. Here's the pitch to Harris, in for a called strike. Nothing and 1 the count. So Doan will play Morningside tomorrow. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lifted high in the air, left side. And making the play in foul territory is the third baseman, Crawford. And the defenders are retired in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. To the top of the fifth inning we go. Dordt trailing Midland 7-0. Back with more right after this.
Special thanks to all our Dordt Media Network sponsors. Volink Enterprises Incorporated, building homes for families and businesses in Northwest Iowa since 1962. Let's work together to bring your vision into reality. Volink Enterprises Incorporated. Today's broadcast is brought to you by the Van Engelenhoven Agency, your trusted independent insurance agency throughout Northwest Iowa. Contact the Van Engelenhoven Agency's Sioux Center advisors Mark Holsoff or Lisa Dykstra.
Garrett Freeman goes around, offers at it. Strike one, 0-1 the count. And that pitch in there for a called strike. It's 0-2. So 0-2 the count. Freeman. Hughes is the pitcher, and after the rocky start, Hughes has actually pitched really well. This one lifted high in the air, right side, drifting back as Harris has it measured out. Under it, makes the play, and Freeman is retired on the flyout for out number one of the inning. That will bring Gomez to the plate. Gomez, left-handed batter. So one out in the inning, 7-0 our score. Ground ball sharply hit right back at Hughes. Hughes up with it. Races over to first, tosses it underhand. Dylan Stanley. And Gomez is retired 1-3 for out number two. And that'll bring Peterson to the plate. Beg your pardon, Peterson has been removed. This is Bogues will go with. Bogues has played in 7 games this year. This will be his 9th at-bat this season, so he has not gotten many opportunities. First pitch is a strike. You're asking me how many hits does he have out of those 8 at-bats? 3. 3 for 8 with 3 runs scored. Has an RBI. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Pitches down to the dirt. Ball 1, 1-2 the count. These two teams will play again. They're scheduled to play again on Monday. Concordia is playing Mount Marty. They're scheduled to play that one tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock in Seward, Nebraska. So Concordia is still in the hunt for the Great Plains Athletic Conference, a share of the conference title. Swung on, chopped, third base side. Carrick plays it on the in-between hop on the run. Makes the throw over to Stanley for the out. And the defenders get out of the inning. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Stanley, Oreskes, and Carrick due up for the defenders when we're back right after this.
This live stream broadcast brought to you by Napa Auto Parts in Sioux Center, your source for quality automotive parts for your car or truck. Let them use their knowledge to help you find the right vehicle battery, brakes, filters, headlights, wipers, and other parts needed to get your job done. Napa Auto Parts in Sioux Center.
So Dylan Stanley will come to the plate. By the way, Morningside and Doane scheduled to play. They'll play tomorrow, and they've moved that one to Lincoln, Nebraska. So I would imagine they're getting that one in on a turf field. Here's the pitch. Ground ball chopped to the middle, and the no-hitter broken up by Dylan Stanley as he laces one up the middle. That'll bring Drew Oreskes to the plate. Dordt leading, trailing 7-0. They won game 1, 2-0. Midland, though, getting 7 on the board in the top half of the first inning. That's where we stand right now. We're in the bottom of the 5th for a scheduled 9-inning contest. So Doane and Morningside played today. They played that one at the Ballfield Complex in Crete. First pitch is a ball. Doane winning, sweeping that 4-3 and 12-5 today. They must have gotten a jump start on that one to be wrapped up already. Swung on, driven in the air, center field. The Corey is under it, makes the play. And Oreskes is retired on the fly out to center for out number 1. That'll bring Jason Carrig to the plate. Now if you're Dordt, man, chip away. Get a run or two here. Jared Hughes seems to have settled down since the first inning. Can you crawl your way back into this one? You got to get a couple of runs, though. And Dylan Stanley will advance on a wild pitch. So Jason Carrig batting. I believe our count now 2-0, maybe 1-0. Beg your pardon. 1-0 the count with 1 out. And here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the netting. Strike 1, 1-1 the count. So those baseball standings, Doane is playing Morningside and Concordia. So Concordia still with an outside shot, but they've got to get a sweep over Mount Marty, and Doane's got to get swept by Morningside. Briar Cliff, as I noted, swung on. This one lined into right field. That'll drop in for a base hit for Carrig. Stanley taking the turn at third. He's headed home, and the defenders are on the board. So Dylan Stanley scores on the single by Jason Carrig. And the Dordt defenders trail 7-1 with 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Morgan Wilkins will come to the plate. Well, there's one. Let's see if Dort's got 2 more outs to work with in this inning. Let's see if they've got something going here. Trailing 7-1. Noted that the Briarcliff Chargers, they have one of their games in with Northwestern today. They lost that first game 5-4. So 1-0 the count with 1 down in the inning. Wilkins. Carrig gets his lead at first base. Wilkins fouls it back to the screen. Strike 1, 1-1 the count. So 1-1 the count. Northwestern stands right now 5th place in the league, 15-12. Here's the pitch. That misses, ball 2, 2-1. If I'm reading the score correctly, they lead in game 2 with Briarcliff. Looks like Briarcliff's pretty well locked into 3rd place the way it looks to me. 3rd place at best. Maybe they end up in a tie for 4th. You've got seeds 5 through 8 are going to probably have 12 and 13 losses each. 2-2 the count. Wilkins takes strike 3. So Wilkins goes down looking. Zachary Vincent records his 7th strikeout. It's out number 2 of the inning. Brings up Cleansing. Cleansing struck out back in the 3rd inning. The defenders so far, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. Midland, 7 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Jared Hughes, after a rocky first inning, really settled down. I think he threw 32 or 34 pitches in the first inning. He's at 72 now through 5. 3 walks, 5 strikeouts so far. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, nothing in 2 the count to Cleansing. Cleansing, one of several athletes recognized before the game, senior day. He's batting $148 this year. Nothing in 2 the count with 2 down. Here's the pitch. Misses down low, ball. Vincent, by comparison, 1 run, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts, no walks. He's thrown 55 pitches through 4 2/3. Right-hander looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Cleansing. Gets away from the catcher. Sandstrom up with it. Throws over to first base in time. And Cleansing is retired. Strikeout number 8. Out number 3. And the defenders get 1 run. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, 1 left. To the top of the 6th inning we go. Dordt trailing 7-1. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for Midland. Crawford, Kirkland. Crawford, Sandstrom, and Wander when we're back right after this.
Hey, I'm Clay Boss. I'm a senior studying mathematics from Holland, Michigan.
Hello everybody, I'm Jonah Hoffmeyer and I'm a senior. I'm from Paulina, Iowa.
I learned a lot from the Dordt Media Network, not just running camera and directing a broadcast, but also overcoming adversity and working with a team.
I will miss the people the most. It was a lot of fun. We would always get set up early for broadcast. Camera ops would have to be at their cameras that we could just chat, catch up with some fellow students and some of the fellow workers.
Thanks for watching the Dordt Media Network.
First pitch, jumping on it is Crawford. Carrig near the third base bag, waits for it. Crawford retired on the fly out to the third baseman for out number 1 of the inning. Brings up Sandstrom, the catcher. Doing some scoreboard watching, softball. Northwestern leading Midland 1-0. I have that in the 7th inning now. As the looks like Northwestern piecing it together with 3 pitchers. Midland has gone with Peyton Kohler the distance. She's surrendered 2 hits and 1 run. Backhanded by Carrig. Throws across the diamond to first, and Stanley makes the play over at first base. On the tag out for the second out of the inning. Brings up Wander.
Next up, number 4, Dax Wander.
Now, Dax Wander, this is when things got interesting back in the 3rd inning. He was hit by a pitch, but the home plate umpire decided that he hadn't made enough of an effort to get out of the way. Takes the ball, 1-0 the count. He was called back to the left-handed batter's box, proceeded to fly out to left field for the 3rd out of the inning. And then we had an argument, some comments from his teammate directed to the umpires. And removed from the contest was Peterson, the shortstop. This time Wander retired without incident. 4-3, third out of the inning. Jared Hughes works another quick inning. We're in the bottom of the sixth inning. Midland 7, Dordt 1. Due up for the defenders, it'll be Jackson, DeVries, and Eliason when we're back right after this.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Rental. Get ready to power up your projects with equipment rentals from Rental. From heavy-duty machinery to the latest power tools, they've got the gear to make your projects a success. Visit them online at rental.com or call 712-722-3928. Today's broadcast is brought to you by NewTek. At NewTek, they don't just sell equipment, they deliver performance, reliability, and innovation. Their team of experts is there to guide you every step of the way, ensuring you find the perfect equipment for your needs. Today's broadcast brought to you by Snyder Insurance and Financial Group of Sioux Center, offering life, health, Medicare supplements, annuities, and more. Trusted service and exceptional products with you in mind since 1973.
This Dordt Media Network broadcast is brought to you by Sioux Concrete Construction. Rob Suen, owner, excelling in flat work, poured walls, decorative concrete projects, dedicated to providing customers with a good experience and quality workmanship. SiouxConcrete.com.
Seven to 1 our score. Trevor Jackson comes to the plate. Well, Dordt got one run across in the fifth inning. Talked about the fact that you got to start chipping away. Jackson fouls this one off and out of play. Strike one, 0-1 the count. Checking into the situation on that Northwestern Midland softball game, it appears to me, based on the stats and now checking in on the live stream, their YouTube account, pitch is low and away, ball one, 1-1 the count. It appears that they are in a delay. And I would guess that they want to, obviously you want to play that game to its conclusion. Long throw by the third baseman. Crawford makes the play, and Jackson is retired 5-3. So Jackson chops one, third base side. Third baseman falling to the into foul territory, makes the throw across the diamond, and don't overlook Garrett Freeman, the first baseman over there, making the catch, stretching out to the outfield side of the bag for the first out of the inning. Now a ground ball by DeVries. Second baseman picks it up, bobbles it. He has time. Wander over to Freeman for the second out of the inning. And that brings Elias into the plate. So Northwestern and Midland, I'm not sure what the forecast looks like over there. And obviously, cameras don't always do justice to how dark things are. You open up that iris and things can get bright really fast. But looks like they've got some dark clouds in Fremont. Pitch is fouled off. Strike one, 0-1 the count. I'm sure Northwestern would be just fine with that game getting called right now, leading 1-0 in the seventh inning. Coach Shane Bauman would probably say, let's get on the bus and go. Swing and a miss, strike two, 0-2 the count. 0-2 the count. They'll probably wait for a while, and they might be waiting for a while. Yeah, they dealt with some pretty cruddy weather yesterday. Cruddy is an understatement. Yesterday, as we noted, saw some of those pictures and the videos and hardly looked real, and devastation to deal with down in the Omaha, Lincoln areas. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way. Outside, ball one, 1-2 the count. And Fremont not that far from Omaha, for those of you not familiar with the layout, the geography there. So Eliason, a swing and a miss, strike three. Strikeout number 9 for Vincent, out number 3 of the inning. And the defenders are retired in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We go to the top of the seventh inning. of this 9-inning contest. 7-1 our score. Midland leading. Back with more after this.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by New Tech. They're your partner for success when purchasing equipment for construction, manufacturing, ag, and other industries. Don't miss the opportunity to transform your business and redefine your productivity standards with New Tech. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Rental. Looking for top-notch rental equipment? Look no further than Rental in Sioux Center, Spencer, Storm Lake, and Sioux Falls. Rental, your regional equipment rental experts. Visit them online, rental.com, or call 712-722-3928.
Top of the 7th inning, Lopez, LaCory, and Hardiman due up for Midland. And I will tell you what, since the first inning, Hughes, by my count, has allowed one base runner. But that first inning, it was a rocky one. First pitch is a strike, 0-1 the count. So Lopez takes strike one. And that pitch down to the dirt. Ball 1-1 the count. LaCory with nobody out. Here's the pitch. That one skips past Wilkins to the backstop. Ball 2-1. And we have a catching change. And this one laced foul. So you got Belcher now catching. Carson Belcher, he's played in 20 games this year. Fly ball right side, Harris under it. Makes the play. For the first out of the inning. And that will bring, looks like a pinch hitter. This will be Foster, number 12. Foster, 6 at-bats this season. He's batting for LaCory, so that'll be something to watch if he re-entry for LaCory. First pitch swung on and missed. Strike one. So Carson Belcher he's the catcher now. Pitches in the dirt. Swung on and missed. Strike two. 0-2 the count. So 0-2 the count. Pardon me, 1-2 the count with one out in the inning. Foster, you've got Hardiman waiting in the on-deck circle here in the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three. Picked up cleanly by Belcher. So another strikeout for Hughes. And I have that as strikeout number 6 for Hughes. Out number 2 of the inning. Brings Hardiman to the plate. Hardiman, his third at bat. Ground ball chopped. Third base side. Shortstop up with it. Long throw by DeVries. And that's over the head of Dylan Stanley. And the runner will not advance. So Hardiman reaches on the throwing error, charge to the shortstop, DeVries. And that'll bring Garrett Freeman to the plate. 2 down in the inning. It's the first base runner allowed since the 2nd inning by Hughes and the Dordt defense. Breaking ball, foul ball, strike one, 0-1 the count. Gomez waits in the on-deck circle. So 0-1 the count with 2 down in the frame. Here's the pitch. Hardiman fouls it off. Strike 2, 0-2. Defensively for Dordt, things have remained the same. Cleansing, Eliason, and Harris left to right in the outfield. Final home game for several of these players, recognized in between contests. Pitches upstairs, ball 1-2 the count. So 1-2 the count with 2 down. Here's the pitch. It's down in the dirt and diving in safely is Hardiman. Hardiman dives into the bag at second, and he's stuck pretty hard, stuck the landing there. Gets up, brushing himself off. Yeah, the dirt looks playable condition, but you dig down a little bit. There is some moisture there. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on at a hot shot right at DeVries. Throws it over to first base in time. And Freeman is retired 6-3 for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Midland leads at 7-1. Back with the bottom half of the 7th inning right after this. Here's the pitch from Gothard. Swung on, hit in the air, driven to center field on his horse, Eliason. Eliason diving and makes the catch in center field for the third out of the inning.
Play golf and support Defender Athletics by joining the Defender Nation Golf League this summer. The Defender Nation Golf League is an 8-week remote league that you can play in from anywhere in the country. Compete from your home course against other alumni and Dordt supporters for a $3,000 vacation package and other weekly prizes. Registration is due by May 27th and league play begins the week of June 3rd through the 9th. Scan the QR code or go to godort.com for more information and to register.
Foster will now be in center field. And due up for the defenders will be Logan Harris. Softball, Northwestern is the Great Plains Athletic Conference regular season champion. As they've gone final with that game in 6 innings. They've called it a final. At least they've got pitching decisions on their box score, so that would indicate to me they've gone final with it. Rain an issue in Fremont, and must have decided, just not going to get it in. Unfortunately, love to play that last inning, I'm sure, if you're Midland, but 7-1 our score here. This one not factoring into the defenders eliminated from postseason contention a week ago, and Midland's playing for a seed. 1-1 the count to Harris. Harris in his last at-bat flew out to third base. Also a strikeout today. Lifts this one in the air, shallow center field. Coming on is Foster. Foster gets an easy play on his first chance in center. On in relief of Lickery. For the first out of the inning, brings Dylan Stanley to the plate. He owns one of 2 base hits for the defenders today. So Northwestern will be the 1 seed in the postseason softball field. As they win the championship, they needed a sweep of Midland today, and they got it. Came from behind in game 1 to win 4-2. And Foster calls for it in center field, comes on to make the play, out number 2 of the inning. So Dylan Stanley retired. That'll bring up Drew Oreskes. Jamestown, Dordt, Concordia, and Morningside. Four-way tie for third place. We'll get the seeds on that, how everybody breaks down. So Dordt finishes in a tie for third. They'll be seeded anywhere from third to sixth. Pitch is swung on and missed. Strike one by Oreskes. We'll get that from the Great Plains Athletic Conference home office later today. Softball will be completed, and a drive to left field, and that is off of the base of the fence by Oreskes as he goes the opposite way, and he is in with a double. So Drew Oreskes with the double. Oreskes entered the doubleheader today with 8 doubles. Batting .248 this season, entering play today. It cooled off a little bit. He was batting over .300, coming back from spring break, and then conference play hits and scouting reports get a little bit better. He smashes a double to the left field gap with 2 down in the inning. So let's see if Dordt can scrape together enough for another run. Jason Carrig, the batter, takes a pitch for a strike. 0-1 the count. Morgan Wilkins is the batter. Is on deck. And that'll actually be Belcher. 0-1 the count as he was lifted. Wilkins was lifted for a reserve. Pitch is outside. Ball 1, 1-1 the count. So if I'm seeing everything correctly in softball, 1-1 pitch on the way. Down in the dirt, skips away from the catcher, and the wild pitch will advance the runner Oreskes to third base. The 4 teams that were tied for third heading into play today all played each other. They all split. Mount Marty and Doane were tied. They split. So Mount Marty and Doane will be the 7 and 8 seeds. It's just a matter of how the tiebreaker breaks down. The only thing that's clear is Northwestern won the title and Midland was second. 19-3 and 18-4 respectively. Swing and a miss, strike 2 to Carrig. 2-2 the count. The defenders in that grouping, Dordt actually might be the 3rd seed out of that grouping. And pitch taken for a ball. That's 3-2. I say that because Dordt actually has a win over Northwestern, the conference champion. Here's the 3-2 pitch, up high and away. Ball 4 and the walk is issued. And let's see if Dordt can put a little threat together here with 2 down. And this will be Carson Belcher. You look at that grouping of 4 with the softball team as well. They split with Morningside, split with Concordia, and swept Jamestown. So out of those 6 games, they're 4-2. That's about as good as you can hope for in terms of a 4-way tie to be probably indicative of a lot of splits in that. So we'll see how it shakes out. Pitch is up high. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. And my gut feeling, I do believe Dordt will be the 3 seed as I take a look at things a little bit closer. Swung on, laced into left field, hooking towards the foul line, and foul ball. Strike 1, 1-1 the count. So if that is indeed accurate, that Dordt would be the 3 seed, they would go and be paired with Midland as the 2 seed. And then either Mount Marty or Doane as the 7th seed. One and one the count. To Belcher. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch up high. Ball 2, 2-1 the count. Anthony Klinzing waits in the on-deck circle. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. We're scheduled to play 9. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 2-2 the count. So 2-2 count. Here it is, swung on and fouled back to the netting, and the count remains 2-2. So 2-2 the count. And that is in for a called strike 3 as Belcher doesn't pull the trigger, and he is frozen looking on the play. That's strikeout number 10 for Vincent and out number 3 of the inning. So the defenders put together a threat. They get runners at the corners, but come away with nothing in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Our score, Midland 7, Dordt 1. Back with
Today's Dordt Media Network livestream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back to Open Space Park. Hughes is out to work his 8th inning. And if you could get a do-over, you'd love one for Jared Hughes. Took him a while to get settled in and gave up 7 in the first inning, but since then has been pretty good. So Hughes facing Gomez. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. So as I look at those softball standings, Dordt ended up in a tie with Concordia. Both teams went 4-2 in terms of the 6 games against the other teams involved in the tie. That's if I got everything correct as I quickly glanced through things. 1-2 the count. I've got Dordt and Concordia both 4-2. And then I think the next tiebreaker becomes how did they fare against the teams beginning at the top of the league? Fly ball center field. And Gomez retired for the first out of the inning. So that means how did both Dordt and Concordia fare against Northwestern? Dordt split with them, and Concordia was swept by Northwestern. So there's how Dordt ends up as the number 3 seed in that 4-team mess. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 0-1 the count. So Concordia will be the 4 seed by my figuring. Morningside will actually be the 5 seed. Jamestown will be 6. Jamestown went just 1-5 against the other teams in that tie. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Bogues retired on the strikeout, unofficially strikeout number 7. And out number 2 for Hughes. I'm going to double check that against our official numbers. Strikeout number 7. It's also 100 pitches for Hughes. Breaking ball, and we've got a pinch hitter for Midland. Number 36, Christopher Ortega. Swing and a miss, strike two, nothing into the count. So Ortega is batting for Crawford with the score 7-1 in the top half of the 8th inning. Pitches outside, ball one, 1-2 the count. I will stress that everything I'm talking about with softball standings is unofficial. Swung on, chopped in front of the plate, and that's going to stay fair. Throw over to first base in time. Nice play by Belcher for the third out of the inning. Belcher, enough time to wait, see if it stays fair. It does. He pounces. Nice angle. Throws over to first base in time for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. To the bottom half of the 8th we go. Dordt still trails 7-1. Back with more after this.
I chose to come to Dordt because it has a really good Christ-centered environment. I just think it's a really good environment. You're really close with your professors. I think every prof for every class I've ever taken has known my name. They're just really understanding and really want to get to know you outside of just, you're just in my class for this semester. Like, I still see profs that I've had freshman year that will say hi to me in the hallway and stuff. So I just think that the relationships that you develop with your professors, with your classmates is just really special. And I mean, the fact that I get to play volleyball and to study a major that I love is just a good combination.
I saw you about said I was from Missouri, Kansas City on the script.
Bottom of the 8th inning. The defenders trailing 7-1. We do have a new pitcher in for the Midland Warriors. And it is Cody Kent, number 16, 3-0. This is his 14th appearance. He's pitched 13 innings. Has a 4.05 earned run average. So Zachary Vincent in line for the win. He went 7 innings, complete. And that'll bring Anthony Cleansing to the plate. So I think I have the seedings for the softball tournament, unofficial, of course. Pitch is on the outside half of the plate. Strike one, 0-1 the count. I'll hold you in suspense with that. You done with this? 7-1 our score. So Vincent goes 7 innings, pitched through just 87 pitches. This one driven in the air, right field. Cleansing, he puts a charge into it, and Anthony Cleansing off the base of the fence with a double, and he will chug into second, standing up. So Anthony Cleansing hits it hard to right center field. And wisely held up at second base. Drives it to the alley, though. Thought it had a chance, but heavy air today, it feels like. One of the rare days we haven't had much wind here at Open Space Park. First pitch is a ball, 1-0 the count. Here's how I have the softball standings unofficially. I've got Northwestern winning it, Midland 2, that's clear. I believe Dordt will be 3rd, Concordia will be 4th, 5th will be Morningside, Jamestown 6th. Fly ball right side, out of play. Strike one, 1-1 the count. And then I've got Mount Marty 7th. They went 0-4 against Northwestern and Midland, and then against Dordt, actually got a sweep on Thursday. Doane also went 0-4 against Northwestern and Midland. Ended up with a split of Dordt. So the defenders figure into the tiebreaker for 7th and 8th place. So I've got Mount Marty at 7 and Doane at 8. Unofficially, if that's accurate, it'll be Northwestern, Concordia Morningside, and Doane making up the Northwestern pod beginning play on Wednesday. 2-1 pitch on the way. And here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled off by Trevor Jackson. Strike two, 2-2 the count. The defenders, if this holds up, they'll go to Fremont. And as the number 3 seed, will likely play. Here's the pitch. The number 6 seed, Jamestown. Mount Marty will also be there along with Midland. The Midland will host it. So Midland will get that pod, if I've got it all figured correctly. Midland, Dordt, Jamestown, Mount Marty. Pitches down to the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Cleansing will pick up third base. Not sure if that'll go as a passed ball or a wild pitch. I'm waiting with breath bated, our official scorekeeper's determination. Not going to tip his hand. Oh, wild pitch. So runners at the corners. Dordt trailing 7-1. Bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one to DeVries. So the defenders in business early against relief pitcher Cody Kent. Got a little bit of work to do, but stranger things have happened. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, chopped. Third baseman tags the runner. Did they get him? They did. Throw over to first base, and Cleansing caught leaning the wrong way on the chopper to third base. So Cleansing retired unassisted by the third baseman. And then throws DeVries out at first base for the second out. And now Coach Nathan Bacon out of the dugout. The indication was that Rodriguez Cleansing was tagged on the play, and they made that call almost immediately. Second out of the frame brings up Eliason, so the Dordt threat. Now you've got Jackson at second base. He does pick up second on the play. But Eliason batting here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 7-1 our score. Here's the pitch. Low and away. Ball one. 1-0 the count. I have a feeling Coach Jeff Zomer might be listening. I'm curious if he agrees with me on my seedings for the softball tournament. Dordt baseball goes back to Fremont. 2 o'clock start time on Monday to wrap up the season. That one catches the outside half of the plate. Strike one. 1-1 the count. 380 to dead center field here at Open Space Park. 310 down the lines. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2, 2-1. Curious if Jared Hughes will come out and work the 9th inning. 104 pitches. His last start. He's been very effective. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air. Behind the plate. Drifting back near the fence, and that one will end up in the stands behind home plate. Strike two, 2-2. So 2-2 the count. With 2 down in the inning, we're in the bottom of the 8th. Game that started. It was actually about 4:10 when the game began. So other than that first inning, pitchers have been in control. 2-2 pitch on the way to Eliason. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Eliason is the first strikeout victim for Kent. Out number 3 of the inning. And the defenders are retired. No runs, a hit, no errors. 1 left. We've played 8 complete. Our score, Midland 7, Dordt 1. Back with the top of the 9th inning right after this.
I wish I would have maybe done graduate work sooner, but the fact that I could do it when I had a growing family, the fact that Dordt kind of met me where I was at that time and where I still am, makes it manageable no matter what really season of life you're in. They understand that you're a working professional. I definitely feel equipped and ready to be a school leader. Just the way that Dordt structures things and the support that they provide for you sets you up for success.
Born and raised for
Sandstrom, the batter. He's been the backstop for the Warriors. 0-1 pitch, now a breaking ball, strike two, 0-2. And I will say this, Jared Hughes, after the way this game started, he has shown some grit. Could have been really easy to pack it in after that first inning where he surrendered 7 runs on 5 hits and dealing with some control issues. Pitches in, swung on and fouled off, kind of remains 0-2. Come back and pitched a pretty nice contest. He's not given up another run, has allowed 1 hit since then. Struck out 4 in that first inning. Swung on, hit off of the hands. Under it is Eliason, makes the play. And Sandstrom is retired for the first out of the inning. That will bring Wander to the plate. Looks like we might have a pinch hitter. It'll be number 1, Tristan Mills. So Tristan Mills will pinch hit. First pitch is in for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Dordt trailing 7-1. 1 game, 1-2-0. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Stanley makes the play, steps on the bag. So Mills is retired unassisted by the first baseman for the second out of the inning. We've got Lopez coming to the plate as they turn the order over one more time. This will be the 5th plate appearance for Lopez. And here's the pitch from Hughes. Swung on and fouled off. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. Lopez comes out of the box holding that right hamstring. Nothing too serious, it appears. He steps back in. Right-handed batter. 0-1 pitch on the way. Bases are empty and a grounder. Shortstop. DeVries up with it. Throws over to Stanley in time for the 3rd out of the inning. Lopez retired 6-3 for out number 3. All but one of the last 8 frames have been Midland retired in order. 7-1 our score. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Last chance for the defenders. Due up for Dordt. Stanley, Oreskes, Carrig when we're back right after this.
I chose Dordt because it has a Christian perspective. I also chose Dordt because I knew that it was a program that I could do on my own time. If someone was interested in doing the MPA program, I would say that it's worth your time to investigate. I'm active in my church, I'm very busy at work, I'm busy with my family, and in doing all that, I was able to do it. And I think that if I can, you can too.
Ground ball right side, fighting it off is Christian, and then that's going to tie the game. An alarming shortage of knowledge on the 70s and 80s. Swing and a miss, strike one, nothing and one the count. This is Logan Harris batting. So Harris takes up high. Ball one, 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss, strike two, 1-2 the count. So Lambert working ahead in the count, 1-2. And here's the pitch again. This one served into right center field. Center fielder on his horse makes the play for out number one of the inning. And that'll bring Dylan Stanley to the plate with one down in the inning. So Harris flies out to center field. And that'll bring Dylan Stanley to the plate. Stanley so far today has a base hit. Scored a run. Dordt's only run of the contest thus far. Pitch misses outside. Ball one, 1-0 the count. So Lambert, right-hander, sidearm delivery. Comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, right side. That one's going to slice out of play. Strike one, 1-1 the count. Well, I'm not going to lie. After that first inning, I thought we might be here for a while. This game actually played pretty fast fashion with both pitchers in control from the second inning forward. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Defense has been pretty solid behind them as well. That's in for a called strike. 1-2 the count to Stanley. Stanley concluding his time with the Dordt baseball program this season. He'll be graduating sport management degree. He's also done some work in the athletic communications department. Swung on, hit back to the netting, and the count remains 1-2. It sounds like he's going to do some work as a play-by-play man for an independent league baseball team or a college league team this summer. 1-2 the count with one out, and Stanley takes strike three for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring Drew Oreskes to the plate. Drew with a double in his last at-bat. So it certainly looks like Midland's going to get a win here. It'll be their 28th against 17 losses. They'll go to 14-12 in the league. Dordt's going to slide to 9-38 and looks like 3-23 with 2 games remaining against Midland on Monday again. Outside corner, strike one to Oreskes. A ground out, fly out, and a double for Oreskes today. 0-1 the count with 2 down in the inning. And here's the pitch. Sidearm delivery misses upstairs. Ball 1-1 the count. So 1-1 the count with 2 down. Here's the pitch. So 2-1 the count to Oreskes with 2 down in the inning. And here's the pitch. Swung on. That one's off of the hands. Well, I've been told by unofficial sources that my seedings are correct for 3 through 6, but there is some question as to 7 and 8 for softball. 2-2 count with 2 outs. And Oreskes trying to keep the game going. Outside, ball 3, 3-2 the count. Similar pitch as to the one Stanley was rung up on earlier. 3-2 the count with 2 down. Waiting in the on-deck circle is Jason Carrig. We'll see if he gets another chance. Full count, and here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, left side. That one's going to end up against the netting. Well, the defenders will head to Midland on Monday, trying to close the season out on a up note. It's been a tough go of it this year, wins and losses. Here's the full count pitch. Outside, ball 4, and Oreskes works for the walk. So a base on balls surrendered by... And we're going to have a pinch runner for Oreskes. Coming on will be Beard. So, Caleb Beard on, pinch runner. And here's the pitch. And I misspoke earlier, and that's what happens when I sling from the hip once in a while. That I mentioned Beard was the catcher, not Beard, Belcher. Belcher, the catcher that was dealing with an injury earlier this season. But he got some innings of work here today. Pitches down low to Carrig. Ball 2, 2-0. So 2-0 to Carrig. Dordt down to their final out. So 2-0 the count with 2 down. Beard gets his lead. And Beard gets his lead. Carrig takes ball 3, 3-0. Beginning to labor a bit is the pitcher for Midland, Lambert. Trying to get the final out and close it out. No save opportunity here. Pitches in for a called strike to Carrig, the Irvine, California native. So 3-1 the count with 2 down in the inning. Bottom of the 9th. And the 3-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, fouled back to the screen. Count is full now, 3-2. 3-2 the count. 2 down in the frame. Bottom of the 9th inning, last baseball game scheduled to be played this spring here at Open Space Park. Baseball, the high school team will begin practice in earnest, I believe, on Monday. Here's the pitch. Inside, and the walk is issued. Back-to-back bases on balls surrendered. So the defenders trying to extend the game. High school baseball season, I believe, begins 2 weeks from Monday. Here in the state of Iowa, one of the rare states that plays summer high school sanctioned baseball. Ground ball hit to the shortstop, up with it. Throws over to first base, not in time. Shortstop, I don't know that he got cute with it or if he just simply had trouble getting it out of his glove. As it is, the base runner is safe. I thought he was going to flip it to second. He had the second baseman covering. Elected to throw over to first base instead. And looks like Caden Dean pinch running. And so Anthony Cleansing, who had a double back in the 8th inning, comes to the plate with 2 down and the bases jammed. Here's the pitch to Anthony. Checks his swing. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. Well, if Cleansing gets into one here, could make it a little interesting. Long ways to go for that, though. 7-1 our score. Lambert into the wind. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count with 2 down. You don't see many submarine pitchers any longer, so that delivery, something to get used to, where you pick it up from. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. So 1-2 the count with 2 down in the inning. Bases are loaded. Cleansing batting with Trevor Jackson in the on-deck circle. 1-2 pitch on the way to the senior from Germany. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, right side. That's going to drift out of play. And the count remains 1-2. Great Plains Athletic Conference Track and Field Championships next Friday and Saturday. They'll be just up the road in Orange City, hosted by Northwestern. Baseball brackets will be released on, I believe, Monday night, with some games needing to be played yet this weekend. Here's the pitch. And Cleansing takes a ball. It's 2-2. 2-2 the count with 2 down. Softball will begin their brackets on Wednesday and Thursday with a best-of-3 series. The championship played on Saturday. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Inside, ball 3. 3-2. A little ways away from this getting. You still don't have the tying run at the plate, so that's when it gets interesting. Still a little ways to go for that to happen. Trailing 7-1 are the defenders. Full count pitch on the way from Lambert. Swung on and fouled off. And the count remains full at 3-2. So 3-2 the count with 2 down. Men's golf plays in the conference championship on Monday and Tuesday. They're going down to Beatrice, Nebraska for that. 3-2 pitch on the way to Cleansing. Swung on and a ground ball up the middle and a base hit. 1 run will score. A 2nd run will score. Cleansing delivers a 2-out single. And the Dordt defenders trail 7-3. All this happening with 2 down in the inning. Brings Trevor Jackson to the plate. So Cleansing delivers a single. Looking over at the dugout, had wondered if maybe you run for Cleansing. Might not have many options remaining, and now we might see a pitching change. I don't think anybody is loose in the Midland bullpen. We do have activity there, but I think this might be to buy time for the pitcher to get loose in rapid fashion. 2 down in the inning. Runners at first and third. Dordt trailing 7-3 after Cleansing delivers the bases loaded single with 2 down. And the potential tying run right now in the on-deck circle, represented by Dordt's leadoff batter Logan DeVries, and that's a mound visit. Midland continues to get a pitcher loose. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. Last chance for the defenders, trailing 7-3. I like what I've seen from Dordt here in the kept battling even when they got down 7-0. Obviously, you'd like to change it to 7-0 first inning. But since then they've stayed in it, stayed engaged. Pitches fouled off, strike 1, 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count with 2 down in the inning. And here's the pitch from Lambert. Up high and away, ball 1, 1-1 the count. For Jackson so far today, he is 0 for 2 with a base on balls. Here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike, 1-2 the count. So now the defenders down to their final strike. 1-2 the count with 2 down in the inning. Dordt trailing 7-3. Runner at third is Dean. Runner at first is Cleansing. Here's the pitch. And he's hit by the pitch. So the base is loaded, and now your tying run is at the plate. Logan DeVries will bat here. I'll say this, even if you just get a base hit, pressure is definitely on. So Dordt trailing 7-3. Jackson takes his lead over at first. Dean at third. From the stretch is Lambert. DeVries trying to extend the inning. First pitch is up high. Ball 1-0 the count. 1-0 the count with 2 down. Eliason waits in the on-deck circle. Well, just don't make the final out. Just keep batting around. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. Up high and tight. Ball 2. 2-0. So 2 outs in the inning. We're in the bottom of the ninth. Dordt doing all their damage with 2 down. Scored 2 runs and have loaded the bases with 2 outs in the inning. And here's the 2-0 pitch on the way from Lambert. Swing and a miss by DeVries. Strike 1, 2-1. DeVries. Outfield playing deep. So 2-1 the count. Infield playing back as well. 2-1 pitch on the way from Lambert. Here it is to DeVries. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 the count. So deuce is wild. 2-2 the count. 2 outs. Bottom of the ninth. So the 2-2 pitch on the way from Lambert, trying to close it out. And here's the pitch. Swung on in a line drive right at the third baseman. Sharply hit ball, but that's the third out of the inning, and the defenders are retired. Dordt gets 2 runs in the bottom of the ninth inning and makes your final 7-3. The final line for the defenders. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Midland, 7 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Offensively, Dordt led today by Anthony Cleansing with a couple of hits. Belcher also with a single. Carrig had a single and an RBI. Also scored a run. Oreskes had a double. And Dylan Stanley 1 for 4 with a run scored as well. The pitching decision, the win goes to Vincent for Midland. And Vincent is now, Zachary Vincent 3-1. And Hughes falls to 1-8. He takes the loss. For Vincent, he went 7 innings, struck out 10, allowed 3 hits and 1 run. For Hughes, he goes the distance, throws 113 pitches, 7 runs on 6 hits with 3 walks and 7 strikeouts. That's your final. It's a split between Dordt and Midland. They'll do it again on Monday. That'll be a 2 o'clock start time in Fremont. Dordt wins the opener today 2-0 behind Chaz Gothard's 4-hit shutout. And the Dordt defenders fall to Midland in Game 2 by a final of 7-3. That'll do it for our broadcast on the Dordt Media Network. For our Dordt Media Network student staff, Rich Lodewijk, I'm Mike Biker. That's the Wireless World postgame for this Saturday evening. Good night.